What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Cavill with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Get this, according to Eddie Hearn shares his insight on Anthony Joshua and his comeback plans to the sport. Hearn confirms that AJ will return in the ring May or June of 2025, following a 4 months rest to recuperate from his knockout loss to Daniel Dubois. He also reveals that Joshua will be training in January and hopes to secure either a rematch with Dubois or a fight against Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. And let me counterpunch. I think that AJ should take a rest, focus, train, and take the rematch with Daniel Dubois. That's if he's victorious against Joseph Parker. Let's just say that, okay? Because we know that boxing is the sport that we love, that we hate so much for a reason. And I think the part about it that we love is that eventually it does kind of works out in boxing. Things that you don't expect in boxing happens. And that's how it kind of balances out. That's the word I'm looking for. It balances out. It does something, where you think it's going to go this way and everybody wants it to go this way, and then it goes another way. Or you see something that's unfair for a very long time, but eventually that unfair thing will go away. That person that's holding up the division, that sanctioning body that's bullshitting everybody, that eventually it goes away. Everything from Wilder to Tyson Fury to Mauricio Suleiman, all those things eventually get ironed out. And a lot of this now, people see the injustice of Dubois and him winning the belt, him becoming the IBF champion, and then Anthony Joshua having all the concessions. Then he gets beat. Then he seems to still have all the concessions, and he still should have really took the fight with Daniel Dubois. And it looks like they were trying to hold off to see who wins out of Usyk versus Tyson. They hoped Tyson would win because then Tyson could possibly fight Anthony Joshua at that point, and instead of Daniel Dubois. So guess what? Tyson gets beat again. See how everything balances out in the sport. So we're looking at a whole different route, a whole different journey of boxing right now. But things that's supposed to happen will happen. See, if AJ takes the fight with Daniel Dubois, that's what he's supposed to do anyway. Win, lose, or draw. Standard protocol procedure about AJ. And see, when he broke that protocol, that made me kind of question AJ and his motives or his people's motives, because as we know about Eddie and 258, they said we decided to step in and stop AJ from taking that rematch. Okay, if you guys can remember that. So that wasn't necessarily an AJ call. That was people around AJ that stopped him from immediately taking that fight. Well, he's supposed to have wears and tears or some type of injury or whatever. By that time, he should be good to go. Okay, so, if it's his ankle or his shoulder or his hand, his arm or wherever, right? It should be healed by then, okay? And he should get right back on track to try to get what he once got, because it's that his journey stopped at that point when Daniel Dubois stopped him. Okay, so if that's the case, that means he needs to continue that journey. Try again. You went from Andy Ruiz, had the rematch with Andy Ruiz with your first loss in 2019, then again in 2021 against Alexander Usyk. Tried to get it again in 2022, came up short, but then you lost again to Daniel Dubois. Now you have to try again. That's standard, typical AJ behavior. Nothing mingy, just doing what you know to do. But again, win, lose, or draw, and it's how you take that loss. If he gets beat again, that's how you take it. People will still respect you. Don't blow up or melt down, you know what I mean, and do all that, because we've seen that before, and that didn't help him any. But I do think that AJ should fight Daniel Dubois, because Tyson Fury is really uncertain. We don't know what he's going to do. We really don't know what he's going to do. He's lost So he's taking time off, and you shouldn't depend on another man to do something that you're supposed to do. But you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua possibly taking the rematch against Danny Dubois in May or June. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.